after them. Welcome, please proceed.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Jackie Goldman, and like many LGBTQ people, I was bullied in school, and it got to the point that school was not safe for me, and I had to transfer schools. This happened because my peers could tell that I was different from them. So we have to ask the questions. Why do kids act with this kind of bigotry and hatred? It's because adults and institutions in their lives tell them that hate, prejudice, and bigotry are okay. We know, and studies have shown, and people have cited them, that LGBTQ students have much higher rates of suicidal ideation and suicidal attempts. And things like Bill H7539 give these students a nod that this kind of hatred is okay, because by banning the teaching of racism, LGBTQ identity, and things of that, we are showing that these identities are stigmatized, they're not accepted, and that they get those cues from their institutions that the hate that they enact on their peers is okay. LGBTQ kids and youth of color deserve to have safe schools where they can be who they are and bring their whole selves to their education. I also want to address the point that we shouldn't be giving pieces of legislation like this airtime, right? In many ways, we know that this isn't going to pass. We should let it go under the rug and not get the hype of people who, benefit from something like this getting a lot more discussion. I also think that it's important that we show the LGBTQ kids, youth of color, and folks like that there are folks who are here and standing behind them. And to let this bill go undiscussed and without showing our staunch opposition shows that we're not willing to make our voices known and show that they deserve to be who they are and have systems that are going to support them for who they are. So, thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Representative Alzate.
Thank you. Jackie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. I actually had a conversation with Rep. Kislak earlier today where I was like, I don't want to say anything because it's giving it life to these things that we know are super harmful, right? And it's like, it breaks my heart to see you guys here and having to hear all this stuff because we know a lot of it is not true, right? My thing is democracy, right? And so we have to have these hearings. And so it's just, as much as we don't like it, I'm with you, and I know a lot of my colleagues feel the same.
Yeah,
but
excuse me, if you could, excuse me,
have to go through the process.
If you want to have a conversation, you can just step out in the hall and come back in.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And I do want to clarify that I'm not against the bill being heard,
Yeah.
but I'm also, this is a real debate that happens, right, in political organizing circles, right, of like, do we hear the bill and make sure that no one comes and gives it that opposition? Because as much as we also present the opposition, we then get people coming from the other side who are saying, no, like, this bill is great, we want to support this bill, and that becomes a much bigger dialogue that takes up space. Like, of course we hear the bill. That's democracy. I believe in democracy.
Yeah.
But that's like why we all have to show up here, right, is we know that it's not going to pass. Y'all have made that pretty clear, and I really appreciate that, both pointing the ways in which it violates other law and frankly just engenders a lot of really hateful and terrible things within the systems. And that being said, I still think it's important that we're all here, which I think you all understand, but I just wanted to make that point. So thank you.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for coming and just speaking your truths and speaking to power to something like this. And know that I stand with all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Alzate.